So, going back in time for a bit, you'd probably see the gacha community filled with things like mini-movies, music videos, series, long content that'd pass like 5 minutes. You would search up gacha on the search tab and you'd find... Never mind, they're all just compilation videos. Surprise, surprise! I'm not surprised. When you would search up gacha videos about 1 year ago versus now, the content is really different. And it's not really an exaggeration to say that a ton of people didn't like that. And a ton of people did. So, what happened? Why does so much of the gacha community hate gacha trends? Well, I'm here to talk about that. Well, first, what was the old community like? The times in 2017, 2018, and more. It was just a ton of people who made mini-movies, series, etc. using gacha. Full of, not so original content, but still content nonetheless. It was content people were used to. And then, around late 2020, that content started to change. People started making gacha trends, compilation videos of trends, as well as just short, funny videos. A lot of trends started to show up and get a ton of views. Titles started to change, thumbnails started to change, and the most relevant YouTubers started to change. This also meant that the channels making the older type of content wouldn't do as well, which caused the channels to kind of just die out. There's literally only a few channels that I can actually think of that are still doing super well while using the old type of content. Also, keep this in mind for later because a lot of people weren't happy about the fact that the channels that were doing well started to not do so well. So the next question would probably be, what happened? Why did the type of content slowly start to change? Well, I think TikTok had a lot to do with it. When it comes to uploading videos on TikTok, you can't upload anything that's longer than a minute, so obviously 10-minute long videos wouldn't work. And TikTok already has a lot of trends, so yeah. Most of the trends started to slowly just shift from TikTok to YouTube. Besides, the compilation videos literally just have TikTok in the title. I also think that the community just got stale, and it needed a change, whether people noticed that or not. It was pretty boring to just scroll through mini-movies of the same 5 different plots recycled. But although this wouldn't seem so bad at first glance, there were a lot more problems that would start from the change in content. So yeah, you know when I said that a lot of people did like this change and didn't like this change? Well, this is where the people that didn't like the change come in. So, you know when I also mentioned that people were used to the old content? These trends kinda started just popping up everywhere, and a ton of people didn't like that, like I said. So why? Why are these people mad that trends are taking over the community? I personally think it's for a lot of different reasons. So I'm going to be going through the most popular complaints that I've seen and giving my own opinion on them. For starters, a lot of people didn't like that this was a big change in content. Although the old content was pretty unoriginal, this was new. You're so used to one thing, so when another thing happens that changes everything, mixed reactions are probably gonna happen. And in this case, it was from mini-movies to trends, and compilation videos, and short videos, and all that stuff. But unoriginal content has always existed. So why are people getting mad at just a new type of unoriginal content? I understand not wanting the community to change if you're already how it is, even though, it was a little tainted, but that's besides the point. There's still a ton of the same content. You can still watch that type of stuff. It's just not doing as well views-wise. So yeah, I mean, I'm personally fine with the change, even if some of the new stuff is kind of... But I can see how it might be kind of weird or something. Another reason why people don't like this is because of the dreaded compilation videos. These are basically videos that take a ton of videos of the same trend, put them together, and get easy views. I think the reason why people are mad at these types of videos is that they're literally getting more views than the actual trends themselves. Seems like an easy way to get views on YouTube, right? I mean, I don't really know because I don't own a compilation channel myself, but it's definitely a lot less effort than actual videos, or at least I'm assuming so because it's not even your own content. Compilation videos have always existed on YouTube itself, not just Gacha, but these compilations don't add anything extra to the video whatsoever. Just a bunch of trends compiled together without permission of the owner of the actual video anyway, which is kinda like stealing their video. In my opinion, it's definitely understandable to not like these types of videos, at least in my eyes. They tend to take over a lot of the community by themselves and honestly are a huge part of unoriginality. So to this criticism, I say it's completely fine. Compilation videos suck. No offense to anyone that makes them or likes them. A lot of people say that this new era is even worse than the old era too, that they want to bring back the old community where the trends didn't exist, stuff like that. But to be fair, the old era really wasn't any better. I actually made an entire video on this, so check that out if you want to. I'm definitely not self-promoting. In fact, I'd actually argue to say it might be worse, depending on how you look at it. This new era of content may have a ton of bad stuff, and I mean a lot of bad stuff, which doesn't exactly make it good, but the old era was full of unoriginality at best and super bad videos at worst. Of course, there were people who made great content, but those people were the minority. The new era at least has a ton of popular creators who make actually pretty original content. But of course, there always has to be some unoriginality to balance it out because this is the Gacha community. Since a lot of people have created trends, there's bound to be some bad trends that people would make. And oh god, a lot of bad trends were created, which caused people to dislike the new trends even more. Which obviously is understandable. By bad trends, I mean inappropriate stuff, or really dark things being played off as a joke. So yeah, in short, a bunch of also really bad trends existed. Nothing new, but nothing good. Which obviously I agree with. Weird trends like that are weird, they shouldn't exist. Something that I also think is important to note is that these trends aren't the same as just the normal harmless trends that may be cringe from time to time. People also thought that this was stealing views from people who spend hours making mini-movies and doing hard work. Someone makes a 30-second funny video which gets, I don't know, 300,000 views. Someone makes a mini-movie which gets way less views. Or someone could make an animation and get way less as well. And honestly, I think that the whole stealing views thing doesn't make a ton of sense. Yeah, I get wanting an underrated person to have more views, but that has nothing to do with the people that are getting views and are creating content that a ton of people like. The videos that are getting views right now are mostly just super relevant. That's one of the many reasons as to why they're getting views. And some underrated people could maybe not be making relevant stuff, which is why they aren't getting recommended more, and also why they're still underrated. People could say that these 30-second videos are lazy, but you really don't know unless you've actually tried making one. I mean, I don't doubt that there's probably a ton of lazy videos still getting a ton of views, but for me at least, that's still not the same as stealing views from another person. I would say it's stealing views or whatever if you are taking a video from another person without their permission and uploading it. Looking at you, compilation videos. So yeah, I don't really get the whole stealing views thing, which is just my take on it. And also, addition to that, when a lot of people say that trends are the only thing that can get popular, I just think that's flat out not true. There's a ton of other videos that aren't specifically trends that still get a lot of views and do really well. I mean, at least from my experience, I know a ton of channels that actually do well without making trends. Those are really the main criticisms that I've personally seen when it comes to this whole new era thing. At the end of the day, there's still a ton of reasons to like and to not like this era. Same with the old era. It's cool to see that this community has actually grown though. For better or for worse, I can't really say. But you know, at least we're not getting whatever this is anymore. I call that improvement.